Episode 73, Self-Help Book Ridiculousness.
Self-help books, huh? I've always found it amusing how people turn to these books as if there's some sort of magical solution to all their problems. It's like, oh, I'm feeling depressed and anxious, let me just read this book and suddenly everything will be rainbows and butterflies. And don't even get me started on the titles of these books. They all seem to follow the same formula. It's always something like, How to Be a Better You in 7 Days, or Unlocking the Secrets to Your Inner Success. It's like they're all just competing to see who can come up with the most generic and meaningless title. But let me tell you, I actually tried reading one of these books once. It was called The Power of Positive Thinking. And let me tell you, the only thing it made me think was, I just wasted $20 on this nonsense. It's not that the advice in these books is necessarily bad, it's just that it's so obvious. Believe in yourself. Stay motivated. Set goals. Really? Is that all you've got for me? I could have gotten that advice from a motivational poster in a dentist's office. And what's with all the anecdotal evidence? It's always like, I was once a total loser, but then I read this book and now I'm a millionaire. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it happened. In conclusion, if you want my advice, save your money and just Google whatever problem you're having. I guarantee you'll find the same advice for free. Or, if you really want to spend money on a self-help book, just write your own. Call it How to Write a Self-Help Book and Make Millions. I'm pretty sure it'll sell like hotcakes. So, self-help books. They're everywhere these days, aren't they? Walk into any bookstore and you'll be bombarded with titles like 10 Simple Steps to Happiness or Unlock Your Inner Potential in 30 Days. It's like every author out there thinks they have the secret to a perfect life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all self-help books are useless. Some of them might actually have some good advice. But have you ever noticed that a lot of these books seem to contradict each other? One author will tell you to follow your dreams while another will say happiness comes from accepting what you have. Which one is it, people? Make up your minds. And let's not forget about all the ridiculous claims these authors make. Lose 50 pounds in a week. Find your soulmate in just 3 days. Yeah, because that sounds totally realistic. I mean, if it were that easy, we'd all be walking around with six-pack abs and perfect partners, right? But here's the real kicker. You know how most of these books end? With a section on additional resources where they recommend you buy their next book or attend their seminar or sign up for their coaching program. It's like a never-ending cycle of buy more stuff from me and your life will magically get better. Now, I don't want to sound too cynical. Like I said, some self-help books might actually be helpful. But let's be real, if you want to improve your life, you're better off taking action and making changes yourself, rather than relying on some stranger's book to do it for you. Personally, I've tried a few self-help books in the past, but I always end up feeling like I've wasted my time and money. So now, whenever I need a little motivation, I just look in the mirror and say to myself, hey, you're doing pretty okay, keep it up. And you know what? It works just as well as any self-help book I've ever read. Now, let's talk about self-help books. Have you ever noticed how every year, there's a new self-help book promising to change your life? It's like they're all saying, hey, forget about your own common sense and intuition, I've got the secret to happiness, success, and inner peace. And don't even get me started on the titles. They're like a game of Mad Libs, The Power of, insert random noun here, 10 Steps to, insert vague goal here, Unlocking the, insert mysterious sounding concept here. I mean, who comes up with this stuff? But here's the thing, as much as we might make fun of self-help books, they're actually incredibly popular. People will spend hours poring over these books, highlighting passages and taking notes, trying to find the magic bullet that will solve all their problems. And yet, despite all that effort, they often end up feeling even more lost and confused than they did before they started. I think part of the problem is that self-help books often promise a one-size-fits-all solution to complex, deeply personal issues. They assume that everyone's problems are the same, and that a few catchy slogans and affirmations can solve them all. But life isn't that simple. We're all dealing with our own unique set of challenges, and what works for one person might not work for another. And let's be honest, some of the advice in these books is just plain ridiculous. Visualize yourself achieving your goals, they say. Imagine a bright light surrounding you and protecting you from negativity, they say. I mean, I'm all for positive thinking, but at some point, you have to ask yourself, am I really supposed to believe that the universe is going to magically grant my wishes if I just think really hard about them? But here's the real kicker: despite all the flaws and shortcomings of self-help books, I have to admit that I'm a sucker for them myself. I've read more than my fair share of how to be a better you type books, hoping to find some nugget of wisdom that will change my life. And you know what? Sometimes I actually do find something useful. It might not be the secret to success that the author promised, but it's a little piece of insight that helps me see things in a new way. So maybe the real problem with self-help books isn't the books themselves, it's the unrealistic expectations we have for them. Maybe we need to stop looking for easy answers and start embracing the messy, complicated process of figuring things out for ourselves. Or maybe we just need to accept that sometimes, the best advice we can get is to stop taking ourselves so seriously and learn to laugh at our own ridiculousness. Thank you and good night.
And that wraps up another laughter-filled episode of Not So Funny A. If you enjoyed the jokes generated by our AI algorithms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our comedy-loving community.